Here we are in section 1.3, exercises part C, with the solutions to numbers 28 all the way through 36. Number 28 says 37/40ths, and we are changing it into a percent. So we first need to change this into a decimal, and then we can change it into a percent. So 37 divided by 40. Ooh, that's 40 multiplication tables. Let's move the decimal once, so we have a little bit nicer thing to work with. 4 into 3.7, and let's take a couple of zeros so we get this percent. 4 goes into 3, it does not. And so we have to put a decimal point right up there. 4 goes into 37 9 times. 9 times 4 is 36. Subtract, we get 1, 0. 4 goes into 10 2 times. 2 times 4 is 8. Subtract, and we get 2. Bring down the 0. 4 goes into 20 5 times, and it goes in exactly, so we're done right there. It subtracts to 0. So we get 0.925, and now let's change that, the decimal, 2 places to make this a percent, and it becomes 92.5%. Let's double check that with the answer. There we have it, 92.5%. Good. Number 29, 38 divided by 50, or 38/50ths. So we're going to take 38 divided by 50. Oh, wait a second. Can we simplify this at all? We can do that. Let's do that. Let's divide top by 2, and we get 19/25. Oh, that'll be much better. 25 divided into 19. Let's put a couple of zeros out here. So we get that. 25 goes into 19. It doesn't. So we're going to put that decimal up there. 25 goes into 190. How many times? Ooh. Well, let me see. This is 25 cents. 4 would make 100. 8 would make 200. So it goes in 7 times. 7 times 25 is 175. Subtract those and we get 15. Bring down the 0. 25 goes into 150. 6 times. 6 times 25 is 150. And it comes out nice, so we get 0.76. Let's make sure we move that decimal because we're going to a percent. Move it 2 times, so it becomes 76%. Right on the button. Let's check our answer. That is correct, 76%. And number 30, 27/25ths. So we've got to take 27 divided by 25. Put a couple of decimals here. 25 does go into 27, so we get 1 over there. 1 times 25 is 25. Subtract it, we get a 2. Drop down the 0. 25 goes into 20. It doesn't go in, so we better put a 0 there. 0 times 25 is 0, and subtract, we get 20 again. Now drop down this other 0. 25 goes into 200. Let me see, 4 of them will make 100, so 8 of them will make 200. 8 times 25 is 200, right on the button. 1.08. Now let's make sure we move the decimal appropriately. We've got to move it once, twice place to make a percent, so we get 108%. 108%. And yeah, notice that if you got 27 out of 25 on a quiz, you would be at 108%. Excellent. Number 31. Using the chart, find out how much money was spent if the total budget was $1,354. Oh boy, the insurance one, that's insurance is 8% up here. So insurance is going to be 8% of 1,354, or 1,354. In order to do this, we've got to remember what these are. 8% is 0.08. Of means times, and 1,354. All righty. We can do this problem. 8 times 4 is 2, with a 3 carried up there, 32. 8 times 5 is 40, plus that additional 3 makes it a 43. Put 3 there and carry the 4 up there. 8 times 3 is 24, plus 4 is 28, with a 2 right up there. 8 times 1 is 8, plus 2 is 10. Now, how many decimal places do we have up here? Behind the decimal, 1, 2. So it'll go right there. So the insurance is 108.32. And we are in dollars. So $108.32. Let's check our answer. For number 30, it was 108%. And for number 31, yep, $108.32 indeed. Number 32 was the car. Now, if we're going to do the car, find the car up here, and oh, there it is right there, 15%. So we've got to go 15% of the whole budget, 1354. So we take 1354 times 0.15. 5 times 4 is 20. Put the 0 down there, carry the 2. 5 times 5 is 25, plus 2 is 27. Carry the 2. 5 times 3 is 15, plus 2 is 17. Carry the 1. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6. Get a different color just so we can make sure the second row doesn't blend in with that. So we're timesing everything by 1. First we put a 0 there, then we times by 1, times by 1, times by 1, and times by 1. Oh, at least that's a nice guy. Okay, let's put the answer right up here. So 0 plus 0 will be a 0. 7 plus 4 will be 11. Carry the 1 right up here. 7 plus 5 is 12, plus 1 is 13. Carry the 1 right up here. 6 plus 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10. Carry the 1. And a 2. So, how many decimal places were here? Looks like there were 2 of them. So, put it right there. And the dollar sign. So, it looks like the car, $203.10. Let's check our answer. Yes, $203.10. And number 33. If we have fun, where's the fun one? Oh, fun was 10%. Oh, that's nice. That's like tithing. We could do it. You know, you move a decimal place when you do tithing, so it'd be $135.40. Let's go ahead and do this appropriately the long way. So you can see it if you'd like to see the process. 10% of 1354. So that's 1,354 times 0.10. 0.1. So if we times it, 4, 5, 3, 1. We times 1 by all of those, and then we have 1 decimal point. That's why it does it. That's why you're able to move the decimal for tithing when you do that. So it's a 135.4. And if it's in dollars, we'll put a little 0 here to show 40 cents. 135.40. Let's check our answer. And indeed, there it is. And to finish up, we're going to do the solutions to numbers 34 through 36 here. 34, this is the price. The tax rate, that's a percent. We're always going to times those. So 0.06, change it to a decimal. 75.37. When we times those, that will give us the actual amount of tax that is being assessed. 6 times 7 is 42, carry the 4. 6 times 3 is 18, plus 4 is 22, carry the 2. 6 times 5 is 30, plus 2 is 32, carry a 3. And 6 times 7 is 42, plus 3 is 45. 4, 5, 2, 2, 2. We have 2 decimal places right here and 2 up here. That's 4 decimal places. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4.5222. Ooh, if we're dealing with money, which we are, there's dollars right there. So this is really, we got to round to the nearest penny, the nearest cent right there. So we look at the 2 and say, hey, yep, it's closest to $4.52. So there we go, $4.52. Here we have number 35. There were how many attendees? 2,413. And 39% of them were men. So we're going to times it by 0.39. Now again, 2 decimal places to turn that into a decimal in order to multiply it. 9 times 3 is 27, or 7, carry the 2. 9 times 1 is 9, plus 2 is 11, carry a 1. 9 times 4 is 36, plus 1 is 37, that carries a 3. And 9 times 2 is 18 plus 3 is 21. Let's do the second row in another color so we can tell the difference there. There we go. So 3 times 3 is 9. Oh, wait, we got to put that 0 there. 3 times 3 is 9. Good. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 4 is 12. So you put the 2 down and carry the 1. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. Now we add these together and we end up with 7 plus 0 is 7. 1 plus 9 is 10, carry the 1. 3 plus 7 is 10, plus 1 is 11. 2 plus 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4. And 7 plus 2 is 9. And there are 2 decimal places in the original problem, so we're over here at 2. So 941.07, but we're talking about the number that are men. So 941 men. Wow, that means there are a lot more women there. Number 36. 15 students and 11 of them have B's. Number of B's are 11. So the percent of B's, so we've got to take the portion that are B's over the total, and it wants us to find a percent. So in this case, we will not be timesing. To find the percent, we need to do this division. So we need to go 11 divided by 15. Yeah, look at that. So 15 goes into 11. It doesn't. That's why we have that decimal there. 15 goes into 110. Oh boy. I think it goes 6 times is 90, 7 times is 105, 8 times is too big at 120, so it must go 7 times. 7 times 15 is 105. From 110 is 5. And we're ignoring the decimal while we go through this. We've got it in the right spot. That's why we take 110 minus 105 and then drop down the 0. 15 goes into 50. I think it goes 3 times. 3 times 15 is 45. Subtract that and you get 5. Drop down a 0. 15 goes into 50 3 times again. That's a 45, and that will keep going forever. Now, we found a decimal, but we need to change it into a percent, and we do that by moving 1, 2 decimal places. So we're going to be at 73.3 with a bar over it percent. Now, if you were to choose to round that at 73.3%, that would be all right. Let's check and see what the answer lists out. 73.3%. Good.